Hey folks, I'm gonna go ahead and go through the installation process for Node. This is on a Mac that's running El Capitan, I believe. Mojave, it's running Mojave. All right, so we're on the Node.js page. I'm gonna go ahead and say I want the Mac OS installer. I'm gonna go ahead and download that. I'm gonna go through all the yes, I agree process. Okay, gonna get rid of that. Alright, let's see if it installed. Okay, so now it recognizes this node command. So it looks like we are good to go. Alright, so the next thing I want to do is I want to do my first program. So I have here my notes for professionals, and I'm going to start with the hello world. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a file. So let me go into here. So I'll create a new file. So touch. I'm going to call it hello world 372. Actually, hello world 21, since that's the year we're on. .js. And I have this set up so that I can do it this way. Alright, so it's an empty file. I like having these side by side. Now, some of you may want to just copy this and paste it onto here and call it a day, but really typing it out manually is going to give you that muscle memory and you'll remember it better because you're going to have to do this over and over every time. So let's see. This example, we're creating an HTTP server, listening on port 1337, sends hello world to the browser. You can use any port. Core module included in Node.js source that does not require some additional resources. This HTTP model provides the functionality to create an HTTP server using create server method. Okay. All right, so let's do that. So we have const HTTP equals require HTTP. Now I like writing my comments above the line, not on the same line. So which lets us create an HTTP server. And if your Sublime isn't showing the color it should, you can go ahead and select this here. All right. Oh, it did not recognize that I was here. All right, that's okay. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to create my new server. There should be an arrow. So if we remember, these guys allow us to do anonymous functions, so it helps when you spell things correctly. Alright, so I'm going to do response dot write head 200. And then we're going to do response dot write hello world. Let me create a comment so I know what's happening here. So here we're setting the headers with status OK, which is 200. And then here we're saying setting header status OK and plain text formatting. All right, so then we want to write hello world to page. All right, and then response.end, which tells connection, tells browser all info has been sent. Okay, so now we do a dot listen 1337. Let's add some spacing there. Actually, you know what I want to do? I'm going to say const port equals, and that way it'll be easier to change it if I choose to change it at any point in time. All right, so now if I want to run this, I'm going to say node, and this file's name hello world 21. And if this is working, I should be able to go to localhost 1337 and see hello world, which I do. Perfect. Awesome. So now let's say, when this was running, it wasn't really giving me any information. So it's really hard for me to know whether my server is actually running or not. So let's say that I want to add a statement, right? So that on the terminal, it gives me the information that, hey, this thing is running. I could do a console.log listening on port. All right, and then to kill, we do Control C. Let's clear that out, try that again. Listening on port 1337. Okay, and we can see it's working. And now, let's say I want to remember that it's localhost, so then I can say listening, go to localhost, colon, and get rid of the space there. Let me go ahead and kill this, run it again. So now I can copy this and paste it, and we see that it's still working. Awesome, so we created our first Node.js app. So let's go ahead and kill that. So that's part one.